Good afternoon, YouTubers. Let me get that out of the way. I don't know if you can see it. So what you're looking at is my hydroponics tower brackets, and I'm wanting to put some holes right here for my brackets for the lights. These are the lights right here, light brackets. And these holes right here, I want to add at least one for now, to right there in the middle on this one, and probably right beside this one. Well, actually, I don't need it because, yeah, that's right, because I actually have a hole that I used on my other hydroponics for the bracket. So mostly it's just for right here. So let's get started. What I usually do, you guys might have a different way. I just go back and start fresh. You guys might have a totally different way of doing it, but I go back and just totally delete it because I want to make sure everything that I do today will go on to a new file. So what you see here is on the manufacturing button. So you go back to the design, and you want to be able to work on this. So I usually, where it hits the blue, go back to edit sketch, and that puts you back in your design mode. So that's where we're at now. So to start, I want to make sure this is a straight line across here that will match this one when it's all built together. So what I usually do is just make a line, and this is the center, pretty close to the center anyway. I mean, you can go to thousandths of an inch. But I usually start here, just draw a line across, hit enter. So now you got your kind of origin of where you want to put your little holes. And just go to your circle, your center diameter, and you guys can measure this out. I'm not too precise on this. Just kind of open it up. Top how big your hole you want to be, and hit enter, and then go back, copy it, and click over here on the sides, what I usually do, and then paste it. That brings this back up where you can just grab that little square and kind of place it where you want it. Hit OK. And that's it. I know this is something small. I was wanting to show you guys. Delete your straight line and save it. I have it saved as hydroponics milestone. Let it do its thing, and then you can go to design, manufacture, set up, sketch. We'll sketch the part that you want cut out. Hit OK. And then you go to cut. And what I like to do is go any kind of circles or lines, cutouts, do that first. You go through and pick out what you want. Make sure everything's okay. The center is what you want first. And then the lead entry, knock it out, lead out, knock it out. I've been putting 0 on this one. Then you go back, do your circles, and raise it up, make sure you can find what you are wanting to get cut out. Do these other small ones, and the other line. I put this line right here so I can actually bend it to a 90. I don't have the actual press that can handle something. Even this is a 16 gauge metal, but this helps out me because I have a little hand bender, so everything's marked out like I want it. If you go to this one, if it's a left or a right, it, depends on where you want it. You can hit the little arrow. I'm not gonna do it on this one, but I got it picked on center, and then you hit OK. You pick your little. This one, I got this one set up at 65. It's been working out. You can add to it or whatever you want to do. Select it, and there you go. It picked up my 2 new holes. I already selected the other ones that I already made. Then you can simulate it, and this little arrow here, pick it up. You can see it cutting. And just make sure it's doing its thing, and it exits the simulation, and you go back. I learned this actually from YouTube right here. Do a lot of YouTube watching. If you like this kind of stuff, like and subscribe to my channel. That helps me and everybody else that I watch. I do the same thing for everybody. This right here, you go to new operation, cutting, and it actually adds another one. So you kind of do this the same way. Kind of go back through a lot of this stuff that is kind of a default. You go back through. So like this one, I'm gonna do the left side. Then you go back here and do the lead in, knock the check out, lead out, knock the check out. And I usually leave this one at least that, because you're coming in and then you're starting to cut. So you go back. So this right here, you can click it. You can see where that red arrow is. You click it on the outside, and you can see when you do it like here, you start the inside and click on the arrow and it's on the outside. Do that one the same way. Sometimes Fusion 360 does it on its own, so you just gotta pay attention, make sure, because you'll cut the part and it'll wind up being too big or too small. So alright, so hit OK. It locked it. It gave it the green thumbs up. So go back to your setup, hit your simulate, and then this one will wind up doing the little hose and then the outside. So everything looks pretty good. I'll let it usually run through the whole thing just to make sure. Even though I've cut this out before, I wound up doing these other little holes, going back in and editing it. So it's almost done. These little brackets kind of helped out. I'll show a picture of the actual tower when it's done, when the video's over. So you exit, go to G1, G2, you pick your machine, your file where you want it, and I usually just write, say edited. I do all mine in caps. Edited hydro brackets, and then I usually put a date, whatever date it is that you got. Like today's 4/10/2023, and then I usually don't mess with anything over here. The Z-axis, I don't really want the Z-axis working up and down because I don't really need it on the plasma. This is a small shop, so I don't need it to do its thing. Hit post. It says it's successful, and that is it. That's pretty much a short video on how this is brought up, and we'll see you next time.